This is Peter from Pete Grows Natives, here to share some pics and some video of a recent trip we took to New Mexico. This picture here is starting to come into that area of Santa Fe. That would be the Santa Fe National Forest area in the background. And we're starting to come in and see some juniper and some pinyon pine and some chala tree cactus. Just really gorgeous area. A lot of clouds in the sky. A lot of rain this time of year. This is Monastery Lake on the way to the beginning of the Upper Pecos watershed, and it was really kind of an obvious scene to me of the convergence between several different types of landscapes. We were finding Douglas fir there. We were finding plants reminiscent of grassland areas, and then this sort of more arid climate, Rocky Mountain, rock garden type of situation with this trout lake in the background. We are in a Trappist monastery lake. This area was explored by Coronado in the 17th century, and I'm not making this up. Okay, now this is sometimes called buffalo currant, although I get it mixed up with Rus aromatica. But there's that. It's got berries on it too.
Let's see 'em. What is this?
This is a penstemon. This is the same color as that Galiana sage, and this is a plant I've always. The color is what I've always wanted in my garden. Like the cardinal plant, the lobelia might look like this. Okay, so this is mullein, and it is actually not a native plant, but
Wait.
this here. And I was just telling my friend Sandy that it loves to grow in real gravelly areas where it's hard for other plants to grow, and it has a deep taproot, so it can do that. So it's good for compacted soils, is what it's good for. And oils, you can make oils out of it to treat ear infection. These scenes here are actually where we did our tent camping, and this is a young aspen tree here, and all this area was around Jack's Creek Campground in the Upper Pecos watershed. This is an assortment of wildflowers just beyond where we were camping, and a lot of aster in the area, and this purple vervain. One of many really beautiful Douglas fir trees in this area, along with some Colorado blue spruce and others, but just absolutely gorgeous trees. Quite a bit of campanula where we were camping and where we were hiking. This is considered, July and August is considered the quote-unquote monsoon season in northern New Mexico. So we were there in July. And they were even having more than normal. Just 30 or 40 miles east of where we were camping and hiking, they were having like 6 inches of rain and 4 inches of rain per storm. This is a gentleman here on my left in the picture. Been living in Santa Fe for over 40 years, and he's just a real consummate gardener and understands how to do irrigation and plant the right plants in that high altitude arid environment of Santa Fe. We met him in the parking lot of the George O'Keeffe, going to the George O'Keeffe Museum, and he took some time and explained some things to me and talked about what he had been trying to do and kind of a hostile area to grow plants, a parking lot in a hostile environment. But hopefully this guy will be a real plant mentor to me in the weeks and years to come. We noticed this viburnum was being used a lot in the landscapes in Santa Fe, and it's a viburnum. It's a cross, and its name is Mohawk. I think Monrovia owns the rights to that, but it does extremely well up there. And in fact, it's a plant that we use in central Oklahoma too. So it's a really diverse plant. This is an arid shrub. It's called Apache Plume, and it has this seed head flower that looks just like a prairie plant called geum. Its common name is prairie smoke, but not the same plant. But I mean, these flower heads are just identical. It's just very striking. It puts off a kind of a whitish flower that turns into this, and then also the seed head. Gorgeous plant. We're standing at the Agua Fria Nursery in Santa Fe. The gentleman I talked about earlier recommended that we go up there, and we met this gentleman in the picture here. His name was Colin, and he stayed with us more than an hour after his work day and just talked plants. And you talk about a wealth of information. This guy, he's been in the industry for over 20 years, and just was an absolute joy. This is a xeriscape garden, kind of in the heart of Santa Fe, and they've put a lot of effort into it. We stumbled upon it because we saw a tree in there that looked like a cherry tree almost from the street. The fruit was so bright red, and we had to stop and look at it. But they've done a lot, growing really hardy plants with minimal input. And the hardscape is very good and very clever, and it's right next to an old train depot. Might even be functioning still, I'm not sure, but trellis plants, we'll list these as we go. This is us leaving and trying to get a good shot of as we were driving down the highway at 65, but it is kind of interesting to see how green everything is. The grass is really green, not in an area I would expect it to be very green, but very pretty in this juniper pinyon pine um, um, crossover area between the American prairie and the the Western Rockies. Um, just kind of a fascinating shot for me.